Here we are back with the assembly of the Rotary that I took apart and showed you how to strip down there last episode. Alright, putting the retaining pole springs, which are 7 of them, into the frame. As you see, you have to make sure that they're all down and seated correctly. Then I move the 10's retaining poles all into position, and then the unit 1 at the end, which is twice as thick because it goes on the unit wheel. So unit retaining pole, unit wheel. 10's wheels, 10's retaining pole. And should be pretty well all in alignment. And you kind of do a little trick and slide them ahead. If all works, they all go into position. It's going to be extra work. Oh, can't do it there. Okay, let's realign it. Do it again. There you go. I press it down actually with my finger and just kind of wiggle left and right with my right thumb to drop them into those slots where the springs are. And the unit retaining pole goes in. There we go. So now they're all under tension now. I just grab an old file and put it in between where the pin on the arm goes and slides right up. Carry on, do a little more cleaning there if anything needs to be done inside the retaining poles, because sometimes it builds up with the ink and such and will hamper wheels if it's seated in the retaining poles. And that should be a pretty easy job to do. You don't see it, but I'm blowing all the junk out of it. Alright, give her a wipe and a brush, and then should be able to put the wheels in now. Oh, 2 seconds. There you go. Okay, now shaft ejector, and I put the 4 drop 0 wheels on the right side, and then 2 10's wheels, and then 1 unit wheel. 2 10's wheels solid. So this one has 4 drop 0 wheels in it. Alright, I was giving a quick brush. I'm going to run over to make sure I don't see any more hidden ink that's in between the characters. Actuating pole, check the tension, and it's a little sloppy, so I usually give a little more torque on it just by slightly, ever so slightly, giving a little tweak on this spring, pole spring. Oh, there you go. That wasn't that hard now, was it? Alright, now take the wheels, do a little bit of acrobatics here. The wheels, put them into the actuating pole, or swing assembly I should say. And the actuating pole falls in between the wheels. Pull out the bar and position the shaft ejector through the frame, through the actuating pole, through the wheels, to the other side. That's an old Jim Morrison song. See you on the other side? No, that's wrong. Alright, come on, quit playing around, Randy. Get it done. Okay, shaft ejector all the way through. There you go. Acts as if it's a tube shaft. Now, in the tube shaft, it's a spring turn arm. So, anyways, they have the slot has to be up top for the drop zeros, and the 2 holes there are for the tube shaft hex screws. And they go through the shoulder into the tube shaft. Zing zing. Zoom. Alright. A little bit of playing there. Now she popped in. Now I line the holes up. Line the holes up because Now the hex screws, they go through the frame and they lock into the tube shaft to hold the tube shaft in position. There's two different sizes on the spring return arm. One's larger, one's smaller. Take a good look, the left one is larger. So the small one goes in to this arm where that's a prefix arm, so that's on the prefix side. A unit arm would be on the unit wheel side. So this actuates from the millionths side. So that's a flush screw that goes into the tube shaft, and it goes flush, so the arm will go into it and slide it. See, if this one went all the way in, that extra pin would go into the tube shaft. There's a little hole on the, didn't show it, but there is a little hole on the end of the arm, and there's that tube shaft, that pin on the tube shaft set screw goes into that little hole. As you can see, it's a different angle right now, and what I'm doing is I'm going to turn it and make it parallel so that screw can be tightened right into the arm, which locks it into position, and which also turns the spring slightly and puts torque on the arm. Now a little acrobatics. Turn the screw, or turn the screw on the shaft, then the Allen key screw to put the longer pin right into the arm. There you go, all set up. Now there's torque on the arm, so the arm will spring back into position. They're not on multis, no, I should say, they're not on GTOs and Quick Masters. They have a lever that turns the arm down and then lifts it back up again. Whereas on something like a Ryobi or Morgana's, they have to have the spring arm, because just a paddle hits the arm and pops up. So the arm has to bring itself up again. And you'll notice if it's not, that means there's damage in the arm, most likely. Now 2 gib holding screws, and put them through all the way in first without really tightening them there, because you want to make sure that it flows smoothly. It's a dovetail on the gib, which locks on the dovetail ring on the press. So I give her a couple of good cinches, and therefore she's still coming back and forth. That's perfect positioning. Okay, now the gib locking screw. A new gib locking screw always, because the old ones have dog ears on them, and you got to make sure that, what did I see? I saw a little bit of a burr on it. So I'm just cleaning off the burr. Sometimes the pressman would tighten the gib locking screw too tight, and it causes a dog ear on the screw, and it also causes a slight bump on the frame, therefore it doesn't seat correctly onto the ring. Yeah, I just cleaned that little burr off there. I think I showed you the dog ears on the last episode on the gib locking screw. Okay, now gib locking screw goes in nice and smoothly. That's a straight locking screw. The convex is smaller, and the 9-wheel machines are longer. All the way in, and it should move the gib just smoothly. Yeah, as soon as I turn in, you'll see it smoothly coming here. There you go. That's it. Yeah, sure and smooth. Okay. Now, turn the wheels over. I set them all to zeros. Then I count down. I usually set it to about 30, 20 or 30, and then I let the arm bring it back to the zero itself. And where are we? Let's see, by clicking it down, let's see where we go. Yeah. Let's see if the arm works by pushing it down. First, countersink the zeros, so to make sure that they go into the tube shaft. And there we go, all over, done. Now I set them all to 7s, because that's where the inner gear has a larger pocket for the actuating pawl when it turns the 10 wheels over. There it is. They're all on 7s. Turn those 2 over to 7s, so I can show everybody. 8s to 7s, and now you can see all the 7s. Goes right, allows oil to go right into the shaft, right down to the tube shaft. There you go. Yeah, comment down below. Put a thumbs up there for me if you could. And any questions, I shall answer you, or visit the website and call me direct. All right. Thanks. Have a great day. See you next episode.